this is Elena Rosalind Michelle, inspiring your creativity, at least through my creations. I have cognitive memory issues and long-term COVID symptoms, so sometimes being creative is very difficult. So I was inspired because I didn't even know what this was. Temperature blanket. I was thinking it's like an electrical blanket that you can set the degrees and how hot or warm you want it. So Kristen at Kristen Crochets told me what it was because I was watching her channel. I was like, what is it? And she's talking about all these colors and stuff, and I'm like, okay. So she explained to me. I did some digging, and I'm like, you know what, this would be really good for me to work on something on a daily basis, and to be able to change colors, and yeah, to document the weather. So I had some people on my Len Michelle Facebook page going, I don't get it. And then when I put what all the colors were to the degrees, they're like, oh, I got it. And I'm like, yes. It took me a while to get the idea too. So in the month of January, I actually felt like I could wait a couple of days and do the stitches by the day. I kind of felt that was better for my cognitive memory to have a repeat and repeat than daily. So yeah, so here's what my blanket looks like now. It's really pretty. We had a lot of coming into the beginning of January, a lot of cool weather, and then it went into pretty hot weather, down into the cool weather. So I can't wait to add more stitches into February because it got warmed last week, and then now we're going into the cool weather. So the white represents a ditto color. It's a nice way to separate the days. So it's like 2 blues, and then here is 3 oranges instead of just, yeah, so it's not like it has a separation. I really like that because the white really adds a lot. So, and this is the white too, is a different lot from the white that I used here. Really crazy on how that's changed. Okay, and this is done with a, I'm gonna say a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and this is the shell stitch. This is one of the stitches I learned before I got COVID, and it's really sticking well to my memory. All right, so the month of January, I actually did blue. So if you see that there's, great, now my dogs are barking. You see the, these look exactly alike is because I did 4 days the same, so it's a little 4 days longer than what it should, but I'm not going to take everything out. After I look at that, I'm going, okay, that didn't make sense, Lynn. Where's your brain at? And so right now this measures 36 inches wide and 41 inches long. So this is the beginning of January, and I'll continue into February. Really excited about that. I also did a knitting temperature blanket as well. I made up a pattern for the basket weave. Oh my gosh, and the basket weave I did really well in December doing the beanies or the stocking hats. And I'm like, yeah, I could do that because I'm already been doing it. And I tell you what, I've had horrible times. My brain changes when you're supposed to be knitting back to purls, and then purls back to knitting. So my stitches are a little wonky, and it's not as tight like when it's changing here. I'm like, what is my brain doing? But I mean, I've continued that all the way through. Now here it's 2-row repeat. There's no separation of days, so like there was a lot of really low nights in the beginning of January, and this is like 3 days that was a purple. So when I was at the library making all my copies, I really wanted to do another chart separate from my Lowe's blanket, because right now I just have teeny tiny what it is, and I don't have any of their colors in this little palette. So the color, because I didn't explain the Lowe's, they are all Craft Smart colors. I want to say no. It's like my brain's not working. Mainstays and Red Heart. So the aqua color, this really pretty aqua color, is a Red Heart, and it's actually called Jade. The green is Mainstays, and it's called Green. The the turquoise is a turquoise color. So what's this other one? Like 60 degrees. This bright blue one. Oh, it's this green right here. Can you see that? So you got turquoise, and that's Jade. And then you have regular green. Then you have blues. So okay, so the Jade represents 60 degrees and up 4. The green is 55 degrees and up 4. The Red Heart turquoise is 50 degrees and up. The blue is Mainstays and is 45 degrees and up. The amethyst is this really pretty purple, and this is 40 degrees and up. And then we have this orchid color, that is 35 degrees and up. And then I went pink because we actually got into 25 degrees here. It's like it was cold. Okay, so the pink is 30 degrees and up 4. And then I ended up having to go with a gray for the 25 to 29 degrees. So I'm like, if it gets lower than 24 degrees and lower, I'm gonna do white. So I had to write those in because those were not in. Otherwise, everything would be kind of like in the pinks. I don't know. Now, what I'm kind of struggling with is I really like the white in the center. Oh yeah, and you can see how really wonky, how it kind of changes in a weird, really weird way. So that's the, I think that was the back side. I don't know. There's a right side, there's a back side on knitting. Crocheting is easier because you go back and forth and turning over your work. So I took out my thing, my brain. Okay, so this is the front side. So I like having the white in between the colors. Okay, so I made changing the weave. So it's like when it goes flat to ups. So and the ups, I did it on a 2-row repeat and instead of doing the 6 rows. So I'm gonna go and finish this blanket into a 6-row repeat without changing the colors. So you'll get more variation, not more variation, but like the purple will all be flat, then the blue would all be the top part of that weave. I think that's going to be easier. I mean, from a distance it looks cool, but I don't know. So anyways, this is a great way to document your cognitive therapy through art, because this way you can kind of see where you're struggling. And yeah, I'm really struggling. It's 6 purls and 6 knits every other one. So 6 purls, 6 knit, 6 purls, 6 knit. It's not that hard, but the problem is it's so easy for me that I zone out and I completely change it. So there's a couple rows where halfway through in the middle I changed it, and it's like completely backwards, but you're not gonna be able to see that here. So my daughter and I, we struggle with that, where we if we get used to something, or we don't want to watch something, we zone out and we just go into a space cadet. So we try not to, we try to stay in the present and to stay active in the present. That's why I'm doing this knitting and, the crochet, right? To stay in the present and to, really work on that. So I really had to count 1, 2, 3. And it's like, okay, this was 6 knit. Okay, this was 6 purl. Now I can do this without looking at my pattern, as well as on this one. Once I did the first 3 rows, I haven't looked at my pattern since. It's just, to me, it's like becoming super easy. So and you have to be careful. So it's like when you do the shell, it's 5 double crochets in the center, and then you go over 1 crochet and then back down to 5. So you kind of have to still count how many crochets. I've been known to put 6 crochets, double crochets, into one hole. So it's like to back up a little bit and redo my stitches. And knitting, you can't do that. This is 160, I want to say 161 or 163 stitches on one needle. Okay, so I can go back about maybe 10 or 12 stitches to change what I did and take it out, but I can't do it for all of it. So I'm excited to continue this on. So my other question is, okay, should I add the white for double days? So I kind of like the white, how it kind of really breaks up. It's like, it represents the ditto, the repeat. And you can see there's 3 days that's not, and then you got, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days of none, which it makes it really cool. So I don't know, I kind of like adding the white. It's kind of different, and I think it's easy on the eyes, where this is kind of hard to see. I don't know. So my question is, do I continue with the white as a repeat, or should I just keep doing it as it is? Now the rows are going to be longer, so there will be 6 rows repeat instead of 2. So like if you see a lot of pink, that was probably like 2 days. The gray was 1 day. This purple was 1 day. The pink was 2 days. So you'll see more into like this purple that is 4 days, or will be for 1 full day now. So I was kind of thinking about that. Oh, I'm really excited too. I don't have, maybe I do. Oh yes, I do. So I just bought yarn, so I'll have another video on the new variegated yarn that I will be doing weekly highs and lows. And I am going to do corner to corner, the granny square corner to corner. I think that would be easy to do. I'm going to do 4-day repeats with the variegated. So I'm excited to share that video. So stick around if you're interested in learning or want to see progress of the what it's like in Southwest Arizona. It's really unpredictable, especially when we got snow on the mountains, and the trade winds can really bring in the cold weather, and it could be really cold. So or it could be really warm, as you can see in the shell stitch, the crocheted blanket. You could really see the highs and how warm it got, but then you can see where the lows are. It really gets low. So we can have as much of 60-degree weather changes really easy here in Tucson. So that's why it's like cold desert and then hot days. It's just really crazy when that happens. But anyway, stick around, and you want to definitely watch those and help me grow my channel. I'm looking to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So how you can help me is by sharing my content, just by posting it on social media, liking my content as well, train is coming, and also making those comments. You can also subscribing if you are here for the first time. And if you made it through this whole video, I want to congratulate you and thank you so much for participating and for watching. Okay, let's get on to the next video. I love you all and thank you for staying. Bye.